God used King David and his skills as a mighty warrior to successfully lead Israel against her enemies. For 40 years, David led Israel and gave her rest in the Promised Land. Upon David's death, his son Solomon succeeded him as king. While David is known for his military skills, Solomon is known for something altogether different. Picture this. You're walking along and suddenly you find a bottle. You pick it up and rub it to see what writing is on there, and out pops a genie. What would you wish for? Happiness, wealth, long life? Any of these might come to your mind. The Bible says that Solomon had a dream. And during this dream, God asked him a question. What do you want me to do for you? Now, this was not some genie with a get-rich-quick scheme. This was God, and he was talking to the king. How would you answer God if he asked you that question? Now, O Lord my God, you have made your servant king in the place of my father David. But I am only a little child and do not know how to carry out my duties. Your servant is here among the people you have chosen, a great people, too numerous to count or number. So give your servant a discerning heart to govern your people and to distinguish between right and wrong. For who is able to govern this great people of yours? What an answer! Solomon truly desired more than anything to have a discerning heart. He wanted to be able to distinguish right from wrong so he could clearly lead God's people. Solomon wanted wisdom, and that's what he would be most known for above everything else. And just because God was pleased with him, God threw in all the other things that Solomon didn't ask for. Truly, Solomon was the king who had it all. The Lord was pleased that Solomon had asked for this. So God said to him, "Since you have asked for this, and not for long life or wealth for yourself, nor have you asked for the death of your enemies, but for discernment and administering justice, I will do what you have asked. I will give you a wise and discerning heart, so that there will never have been anyone like you, nor will there ever be. Moreover, I will give you what you have not asked for, both riches and honor, so that in your lifetime you will have no equal among kings. And if you walk in my ways and obey my statutes and commands as David your father did, I will give you a long life." Wisdom, insight, good understanding. Are these qualities that you're known for? Do you make good choices, wise decisions? Do people seek you out for advice? Now, I get that Solomon needed to have wisdom, but is that important for you and me to have wisdom? Therefore, be careful how you walk, not as unwise men, but as wise, making the most of your time, because the days are evil. So how do we gain wisdom? The Bible says we just need to ask God and He'll give it to us. We also have the words of wise King Solomon to read, as found in the book of Proverbs. With 31 chapters in Proverbs, it's easy to read through this book in a month. The Proverbs of Solomon, the son of David, king of Israel, to know wisdom and instruction, to discern the sayings of understanding, to receive instruction in wise behavior, righteousness, justice, and equity, to give prudence to the naive, to the youth knowledge and discretion. A wise man will hear and increase in learning, and a man of understanding will acquire wise counsel. To understand a proverb and a figure, the words of the wise and their riddles. If wisdom was Solomon's main trademark, then building the temple was the second one. God had always been with His people. He was with Adam and Eve as He walked with them in the cool of the garden. He was with Abraham as he guided him throughout the land to the place he wanted him to go. And He was with Moses when He talked to him in a personal way as a friend speaks to a friend. Then God instructed Moses to build a place for God, a dwelling place where God would live among His people. This would be the place where they would meet with God to sacrifice and to worship Him. Now, during this time in the history of Israel, they were still a people on the move. They were still wandering through the desert. And so the place that they would build would need to be able to go with them, Well, God gave them very specific instructions on how to build a tent, a place called the tabernacle, where he would live among them.